Hi everyone. So you ever got home and you're so hungry even when you thought you're full, but because you never bought any food and you decide what should I cook, then you realize you have some minji in the fridge, you have some macaroni, and you have some 3 eggs, and so you figure out, let me make something. So I boiled some minji and some macaroni, put in some salt, and allowed this to boil. Minji doesn't take long to boil, so does macaroni. Actually, the whole meal takes, the prep time takes just like 30 minutes. And so I let this boil as I was stirring. This was to avoid it from sticking down on the pan, especially the macaroni, and also not letting the water boil over the pan because I was using a small pan. On this side, I had 3 eggs that I'd already beat into a bowl, and then I had an onion. I had some curry powder as my spice of choice. I had tandoori, which is my favorite spice, and then I kept stirring to confirm that my macaroni is well cooked and not overcooked. Same with my minji. And I wish I had red and uh, red and yellow peppers, but this is all I had for the color today. At this point, my macaroni and minji are well cooked. And so I am gonna drain this and then run it through cold water to get rid of the extra starch from the macaroni. Forgive my voice, I'm having a cold. Run this through cold water, wash your pan or just rinse it, get it back to the pot, to the fire, add some onions. Enough onions at that. I love my food with lots of onions, but right now onions are very scarce. 1 onion for this was enough for now. I added a little bit of oil. I never added all that you're seeing in the spoon because it was too much. Just a little bit of it. Allow the onions to cook down, yeah, until they're translucent. I don't want them to cook completely. I still want to feel the crunchiness in my food, especially when I'm having macaroni or minji, yeah. And then onto this, I decided to beat my eggs as I wait for the onions to cook down. I added a little bit of salt into the eggs and then I beat them up. Yeah, do you call it whisking or something? Just say beating. So I beat those 3 eggs and then yeah, just keep beating. I can see you're seeing some soya drink somewhere. I believe each one of you, okay, probably most of you growing up in your homes, you had some soya drink cans, but inside you had salt. Yeah. So in my soya drink can, that is not soya. That is onion powder, and I'm gonna add a little bit of it into the onions or into the pan, and I'll keep stirring. We want to ensure that we get all the flavors before we add in our eggs, before we add in our macaroni. I'm gonna add in my favorite spice, which is tandoori. I love this so much. So it is good if you put your spices at this stage um because the oil will help up will help in doing what, to diffuse those spices and bring in some real good aroma. It's good to put spices at this stage other than putting it at the top. Like once you already put your food, it's good to put it at this stage. I'm gonna use 1 cube of beef cube. It's gonna also add some really good flavor to the food, especially now that you're not having a lot of ingredients to put inside in terms of the dania, the red and yellow capsicum. We don't have carrots, but if you do, those are other things that you can add into your macaroni. Dice up into small pieces your carrots. Have some red yellow pepper. Uh, have some yellow red pepper and have some dania. I've added my eggs. I'm gonna let this one cook also before we finally add in our macaroni. Once it has begun cooking, you can start stirring. You can stir and stir and stir and see that they don't actually um, they don't burn, yeah, and they don't stick to the pan also. Yeah, so at this moment it will have been the right moment to put in your red yellow pepper, all those colors that you want to put in. You want to put in a little bit of carrot, you want to put in a little bit of of water again that you can put inside here. Okay, if you have garlic, actually fresh garlic will also really add some good flavor. So we forgot to put our curry, and as I said, it's good to put it during the frying part when you're frying your onions, but because I forgot, I decided to put it just at the top. The flavor may not be the same, but better late than never. You're gonna stir that up very well. It's a bit that you only have two colors, that is white macaroni and green from the peas and from the capsicum. I wish I had more than that. So mix this up. As I've said, you can add other vegetables inside. You can add garlic if you have it. It will really bring in a good taste. Remember, this was an impromptu meal plan, but still we're gonna have to enjoy our dinner. Let this cook in until all spices have mixed together, then you can plate up and enjoy your food. And since this food looks so dry, we never had any stew to go with it, I thought why not just have some juice. So take a little bit of everything. You don't have to use a fork, you can just use a normal spoon, especially because of the minji. And yeah, I said let me try and see if it's really good. And true to it, the food was yummy, and I had this with some pineapple juice. And that right there is my dinner. Until we journal the next one, it's bye bye from me.